Today I want to talk about desire, and I'm not going to go too into depth about the way that it's brought up and talked about in Buddhist philosophy too much, but I do want to talk about the ideas, or at least the example that Alan Watts brings up in his lectures about desire. And it has to do with, or he talks about the story of the teacher and the student, and how the teacher tells the student that we all suffer because we desire, which is the opening of a dialogue. And he says to the student, now what I want you to do is go out and stop desiring. If you stop desiring, you'll stop suffering. And so the student goes out and begins to attempt to stop desiring, which he soon realizes that he is desiring to stop the experience of desiring. And so he comes back to the teacher and explains to the teacher, well, now I am desiring to stop desiring. And so then the teacher says, okay, exactly. So what I want you to do is stop desiring to stop desiring. And as you can see, if you were to keep continuously trying to do this, you would realize that it's impossible to completely stop desiring, because then you would stop desiring, you would try to stop see how difficult this is. You would try to stop the desire of wanting to stop the desire, and wanting to stop the desire of that. And it gets to this point and of being a koan, where the student is realizing for themselves in an experiential way of how, in an experiential way of discovering what and who is this person that is trying to stop desire in the first place. And it gets down to the question of who am I, and what is this illusion of this person that I think I am, that I am trying to control this sensation of desire. And I think it's a really fascinating story, and I may not be explaining it to the best of my ability at this moment, but I think the point is that it gets to a question of you're not able to control necessarily your experience if you believe yourself to be a separate mind, and instead it gets down to the real idea, or the real you, of being this infinite awareness, this Godhead, this Brahman, and that you don't have to try to stop desire any more than you can.